Hey, my name is Tiffany Scott. The name of my business is Glam Artistry Co. You're tuned in to the Bank Dot Radio Show.
Yeah. Told y'all this was a movement. Taking over our ways. You dig? Banked out. Banked out. Banked out. Banked out. Banked out. East to west, we getting banked out. North to south, we getting banked out. Worldwide, we getting banked out. Yeah. One time for the team that's gon' hustle for the cream. All we know is grind till the dough come. This the Bank Dot Radio Show. We controlling the globe and we second to no one. Every time we emerge, we putting that work in. Bank Dot do it for the culture, putting on for the city that's 24/7. And we showing love like we supposed to. And we keep making moves by coastal. None of those suckers didn't believe, but I told you. Bank Dot about to be a household name. And Bank Dot mean we about more change. You don't even know just how I really get. You're rocking with the best, so tune in when you better be. Plus we getting fancy like Nancy on every single day of the week. And chopping game like a Cherokee. Ballin' like Odell, tryna step more meal. Networking every way, it's about to be a movie. Gotta go big, it's the only way to do it. This a conglomerate, we getting to it. Plus we got heat for the streets while you puffin' on the cook shop leaf. Riding out on the interstate, we got indies and majors. We international players, all about getting paid. Make sure to tune in and tap in with the movement, cause it's about to go down. Shout out Discover, that's captain of the mothership. If you ain't know, then you know now. We about to get bang down. Bank Dot Radio Show. Slum Child
I can't stand you sometimes.
Alright, y'all, we're tuned in for another episode of Bank Dot Radio Show. I am your host, Andreas, and I have a special guest inside the studio with us today. We have Miss Tiffany Scott, who is the owner, founder, proprietor of, I want to make sure I say that right. Let's see, I just saw it on here. Okay, Glam Artistry Company or Co?
Co.
Okay, Glam Artistry Co. Which you get, I'm like, I noticed on here you got 3 Facebook accounts.
What?
Yeah, you got yours. You got that one, and then I saw another one on here too, or maybe 2. So is it 2 or 3?
It's I have. Oh wait, let me see.
Yeah, you got this one right here for your booking. You got the cosmetic ones, right? And then this one well, because this one is your, I guess, like a personal or something.
Glam at Tiffany's.
Yeah, so you got 3 Facebook accounts.
Yeah. I like to keep everything separate, as you can see.
No, but that's what you're supposed to. So let's get into it. Let's see. So you're a makeup artist and an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because sometimes I think people don't understand one's a service, but then you also go beyond just the makeup services. You have a cosmetic line. I saw you have the eyelashes. And then I guess maybe something for lips or something? Is that what
eyelashes, lip gloss, concealer.
Okay, so you doing
all
it all.
different type of, I got a service-based business and I also have a product-based business.
Yes, which are 2 different ways how you run. Like when running the businesses, you have certain things you do for both of them, but then they both, operate a little differently. I don't think people understand that.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. 2 different headaches.
Yes, so let's get into it. One, what wanted you to start, a business, and then 2, why multiple businesses?
Okay, so literally I always loved makeup ever since I was little. My mom used to wear makeup every day and I always liked it because it was more of a creative outlet for me. So I just like being creative, going in there playing with my face even though I wasn't supposed to when I was younger. But to start, what really made me start my business, I went to college.
Okay.
So I was at Clayton State, and like most college students, you broke. So at that time, I was like, dang, I really need some money. I was up there coming from Macon and kind of like on the outskirts of Atlanta. It's a fast life up there. You need more money.
Yeah.
So the money my parents were sending me, I was blowing it. I was going to the club. I was buying Jordans, just being 21. And I just was like, God, I need some money. I really need some money. And my roommate at the time, she used to always talk about my makeup. And girl, I'll pay you. She was dancing. So I just was like, like, okay, well, you know, I'll do your makeup, you know, before you go to work.
Yeah.
So I did her makeup. She loved it. She went to work. Other dancers started contacting me. Then word spread around campus. Then people were growing like that. So I was able to get that extra money that I needed at the time. So once I graduated, came back down here and I still was doing makeup. So that's really what made me start my business. But I had kind of stopped for a little bit because I graduated, got my degree, and I wanted to get something in my field. But all them jobs I had, I was miserable, and I was like, I do not want to do this. Like, I want to be creative.
Get your degree in?
I had my bachelor's in legal studies.
Oh.
So I was gonna go to law school, I took the LSAT and everything, and I just was like, once you get into the field, into the career, and see how things really are, like you just like, this ain't what I want to do.
Yeah. What didn't you like about it?
It was a lot of pressure, a lot of sneaky, under the radar things that really be going on that you really be like, damn, this is some TV stuff. But yeah, like that, those things really happen. I just was like, I do not need this stress in my life. I can literally be on a yacht sipping and doing makeup for the rest of my life. That's what I wanted to do. So I just was like, well, there go my business. I can start my business up again. So I started back doing makeup. And then, you know, I was like, okay, well, I do makeup, but I need the type of money I can make when I'm asleep. Like, I don't want to always just have to be up and doing this. So that's what made me start the cosmetics line and make my website, get my website built that way. While I'm sleeping, people can literally shop online, grab them some lashes, lip gloss, whatever, you know, and then I incorporate it for when I do makeup. So they be like, oh, girl, you know, what lip gloss you put on me today? And I be like, oh, it was from my site. You know, if you want to shop the site, you can. Usually, 9 times out of 10, they go buy it. Yeah. So it kind of ties in together. That's
what I like about that, because you already saw that, you know, you got a built-in customer base, so then you can just up the, what's the proper term for it?
Yeah, upselling is really easy.
Yeah,
it's really easy.
And like you said, and like I tell a lot of people, when you have a business, you already have clients, it's easy to sell to your existing clients than it is to go get new ones. It's 10 times more money and cost and resources, all that stuff, to get new clients. So just build your business off of what you have and then expand once you're able to, you know, get to that point. So going through that process of, because looking at your Instagram, you've had, I guess, your cosmetic line for a while now. For what, a couple years now, something like that? Yeah,
it's been about, I really just got serious about it probably like around 2020 when the pandemic hit. People were shopping more online because, you know, stores was closed. So I took it more serious. But I've had my cosmetic line since about 2017. Yeah. And I've been doing makeup since college days. So that was like, 2012?
Yeah, so I was like, you know, you have this experience. You know how the industry is. You're not new to it. But you was able to, like you said, you took it seriously. And I saw where, like, the packaging, like, it looks great.
Thank you.
And I don't wear makeup or anything like that, but I was like, I love the packaging, but I can tell when someone has put a lot of thought and resources into design, because everybody out here is not doing that, nor are they taking it as serious like they should. So when you started doing that, what was like the reaction from the people, and then also I guess a good customer base of yours is between South Atlanta and Macon. How was it with those customer base, and were they like the same, or do you see a difference in between them?
A difference in between, like, how often they come to me, or how?
Well, yeah, like how often they come to you, like price points, does it really matter to them, things of that nature?
I can definitely say with my Atlanta clients, they typically spend more, but the Atlanta prices are priced differently because based on the studio that I work in up there, you know, it costs me more to work there, which is why the prices are different. They don't have no problem paying there. They always shopping. So with that clientele, it's pretty good. But coming back home, of course, the prices are pretty much base prices, but I haven't really had an issue with anyone complaining about any prices or anything. Like, they pretty much see my word, know it's worth it, and they pay it. Of course, I had a couple, you know, different people like, oh, I'm not paying that. We ain't making this trenches, blah, blah, blah. I'm not paying this and that. But I'm just like, well, my price is my price, and that's what I'm worth. So either you going to pay it or you're not, or you going to book somebody else.
Exactly. I love that you stick firm to where you know what your worth is?
You know, I gotta charge my worth. You know, makeup is expensive, and I'm using luxury, high-end products. So, you know, you keep saying you don't want to pay $100 for a face, and then you go to a makeup bar, you see cheap products, you complaining. I'm giving you the quality. I'm giving you quality art. So, I'm gonna charge everything that I'm worth, for sure.
So, do you have an actual? Well, I guess you have a studio you're working out of making as well.
Downtown making.
Oh, okay. Which I guess that's, you know what I'm saying, nice. Do you get like a lot of walk-ins, or do you do all yours just by appointment?
Mine are typically by appointments. It'll be some days where I just be like, oh, walk in Wednesday, or do you want to walk in, or I have these spaces available. But it's pretty much an appointment-based business. But I will accept walk-in sometimes, especially if I have time. Like, I'm not just like, you don't have an appointment, you can't, you know. I'm not really strict when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah. So how do you balance between, because you're traveling between both cities? So
yeah, it's a roller coaster for sure. It's a roller coaster.
Like set days for making and then set days for Atlanta, or
usually when there's like a big event going on in Atlanta, I'll go ahead and get that off of my books for making, or sometimes I split the days. Like, for example, when Lil Baby came, his concert was in December. I remember I split the days. I was like, okay, early in the morning, starting at 7 a.m., I'd probably do like 3 girls in Macon and cut it at like 10 or 11, head to Atlanta and be up there until a couple hours before the show starts. Because I know girls getting their makeup done, they waiting, they finna go see Lil Baby and friends. So I would split my days, but I don't think I'll do that again. Because when it's like a concert like that, I think I'd just rather just be in Atlanta the whole day. So, you know, it's trial and error with your business, but pretty much when it comes to Atlanta, I base it around different things that are happening, because that's not where I live. I live in Macon, but I still want to be available to my Atlanta clientele when things go on, because I have different people that go there. I got Instagram models that I do. I have girls that dance. You know, dancers, when events like that, they know the ballers come to the club, so they coming to get their makeup done. So I pretty much just play it by ear and make sure I'm moving strategically to make the most amount of money. So it's pretty much like a mind game for me, just figuring out what's in my best interest and what'll benefit me more.
So what seems to be moving more for you? Or are you having to spend more time on the actual service or more time on the actual cosmetics?
I definitely spend more time on the service, because one thing about makeup, you physically have to be there. And you know, sometimes I have big events, photo shoots, weddings, and I'm there typically all day. So, you know, when it comes to my cosmetics, luckily I have my sister who's my assistant help me with my cosmetic business. So it's kind of like I'm doing my service-based business all day, and I'm kind of like over-checking things when I get home for the cosmetic business. But, you know, it's through Shopify, so Shopify pretty much tracks a lot of things. But she handles like customer relations. I don't have the time. I'm only one person.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I was sitting there thinking, like, you know, what are your goals, or like how ambitious are you as far as want to build your business? Because you can build it to a point to where you're fine financially and you make a certain amount for you. But then are you trying to take it beyond that, or?
Oh, definitely. With my service-based business, I know I want an open studio with hairstylists, makeup artists, lash techs, nice upscale, nice chandelier, complimentary wine. I want all of that upscale in Macon and in Atlanta.
Okay.
So for my cosmetics, you know, I'm just hoping that I get a warehouse space and it gets bigger and it keeps going. But let me think. Also, it threw me off. Let me think.
No, that sounds like a very, you know, ambitious plan. One, to have multiple locations. I know what it is to run businesses with multiple locations. I have a counseling business here in Macon, it's on Holt Avenue, and then I also have a location that's in Columbus. So I have to go back between. And then I also have, like, you know, that's just one business. I have, technically on paper, I have 7 businesses.
I'm trying to get like you, my boy.
I have a marketing business. I have this that I'm doing with the radio and all. Let's see here. I have that right there, which is the cook shop. This hemp-based business. With a production company where I shoot like videos and stuff like that, and skits and all that. So yeah, I'm like, but I also have processes in place.
Yeah, I'm trying to get like you.
But I also have other people who are involved in the businesses too, to where they have certain roles and things of that nature. And that's why I was like, you know, asking about that, because I'm not from Macon, but I went to Fort Valley, I graduated. But I fell in love with Macon once I started like learning about Macon and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Making got its pros and cons.
It does.
that.
But I think it's on the upswing though.
Yeah, it's definitely growing and evolving, and there's a lot of different businesses that's coming down here too. It's definitely growing.
And then it's like it's really the heart of Middle Georgia, from a statistical standpoint, from economic standpoint. There's a lot that goes on here. I think that people overlook, or that you're making native, right?
Born and raised.
So my experiences with making natives, depending on where they grew up, some of them are still like closed-minded. Not saying that you are, because I'm like, you're back and forth, so you get to say a lot of stuff. But the ones who are just concentrated and didn't really step outside their comfort zone, don't realize there's so much here. And I give you an example. I didn't know Mercer a few years back. They still do. They have like a children's choir.
Really?
Mercer University. And the choir is ran by the music department, Dr. K, and they actually go all over the state and out of state performing.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I'm right downtown.
And my kids were in it for a few years, just trying different things. But that's the thing. It's about like who you surround yourself with, and that information is not like being kept guarded, but at the same time, they're not like over publicizing it or whatever, because they've already built up their funnel systems to attract people. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff. Like I've seen a whole art, and I consider like what you do art.
Thank you.
Because it's a craft, and you have to like practice at your craft and be good at it, because everybody can't be good at it. Yeah. And I've seen like the faces that are on Instagram that you've done, and I'm like, wow, you really like enhanced them. It didn't seem in my early 20s. Now saying to my late 20s, I was very against makeup.
Really?
I was against it because I just felt like it was you're hiding or something like that.
Hiding something, yeah.
And but as I've interviewed other makeup artists and really gotten to understand, it's more about enhancing. But everybody doesn't do that. Some people they'll beat other people's faces or whatever, and it'll be like a totally different person.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now. I'm like, you're almost like flagging whatever.
Well, every makeup artist is different, and everybody has different techniques or different styles that they like. Like me, I kind of like to enhance and add a little bit of glam, but I don't really like to just morph them into a totally different person. Like I like it a little natural, and just like it just melts like butter into the face. Yeah, that's my main thing. I like to, I want to look good in pictures, and I want to look good in person. So that's my main thing.
So doing this industry and then also learning like the cosmetic side, what was like one of the biggest lessons you've learned so far that you necessarily didn't know when you was getting into it?
When I was getting into it, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, that I'm still learning, is how important social media is. Like, of course, you got to post and let people know what you do. But I was thinking like, okay, people know I do makeup. But starting out, I didn't realize that I need to post consistently. Like, hey, I'm doing this. Look at this look I did. Ooh, I put diamonds on my eyes now. I do this. I got brow products. Social media is almost as important as the service itself to bring people in. And I realized that, actually taking my business serious and trying to get it to the next level, I realized how much social media has a part in the success of your business, which is why I do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Like I'm trying to use every avenue to bring in, more people so they can know about my business, more bookings, more people buying things. But yeah, that was definitely a lesson learned, because I just was like, I can just chill, because when I was younger, I used to like to just be on social media all the time. But now that I'm older, I like to be a little bit more low key. But with the type of business I have, I can't really be that low key and not post. And I don't need to post people in my business. I don't need to do this. But now, like, I have to post more and more and more. And I'm like, dang, I did not realize.
Yeah, that's what I tell you. Like, I have 25 social media pages that I handle on Facebook alone.
That's a lot of social media. How do you manage?
Well, again,
I'm struggling with 3.
Well, I don't have to do everything with all of them at one time. That's the thing. But then also, like, it's a part of my marketing.
Yeah.
Social media, which is one aspect of it. And I tell people, yes, social media is great and it can get you clientele, but you can also plateau because you're stuck between like hitting 100,000 in a year for a business, like service-based business, even products or whatever. If you're doing everything yourself, you're fighting with the time.
It seems like it's not enough hours in a day.
There's not. So then, like if you want to get it to that next level, like 250,000 or whatever, then you got to invest more in the marketing side. But then you got to have, you can do it yourself, but again, you're fighting with time. So then you go hire someone who knows how to do, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's how you start to take your business to the next level. Then you also hire people who do stuff that you don't necessarily need to do and concern your time with. Like answering the phone or whatever, or packing orders and stuff like that.
Yeah, emailing contracts, that takes forever. I be at home up at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to set up bridal contracts, and it's time consuming. It's time consuming, especially when you're only one person.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're at a dilemma.
I have my sister that's my assistant. She takes a lot of the weight off me, but it's just like. But
it's still more though. Because think about like all you can get done.
Oh my God, that's why I keep saying I need to go ahead and hire another person. But trusting people is just so iffy. You trusting people with your business, your brand, your money.
Well, this is the thing. All right, I'm gonna tell you, as a fellow business owner who's gone through that process many times, there's no way around that. You have to go through the process. Yeah. You'll eventually will find someone, but there's other avenues you can do. Like you have an LLC. You can have interns do a lot of stuff. Yeah. You can go to these schools, whether they're majoring in business or something that's close or adjacent to what you're doing. They will, with their intern hours, you just give them tasks and stuff that you normally would pay somebody else to do. That's not how can I say? It's not too. Doesn't require a whole lot of thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can start building them experience. Stuff like that. You just show them a process, get it done. Even with the posting and stuff like that, you can take pictures or have your interns there with you on site while you're doing makeup, taking pictures, and then link them to your account. Like if you got a Facebook business page, you can put them as not as administrator, but like as a moderator or something like that. Yeah. They can post pictures.
Yeah, I've been seeing different roles.
So there's different things that you can do to help build their business, and then once you start bringing in more revenue, then you can decide, if they did a good job or whatever. Of course, you can keep them after that.
Go ahead and hire them.
Or you can just keep going through the cycle and getting more interns. Yeah. Because then you can have interns do like a whole training manual for you for new interns. Yeah. And before they leave their training. So
That's a lot.
But I'm telling you, once you do it though, you're able to strategically put your business out there even more, and the more people see your business, the more they're gonna associate it with success. And the more it's going to drive traffic, and then the more traffic equals more sales.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to take it to my brain right now.
But it's there. We have the potential to really push our businesses to whatever we want them to be.
Yeah, I definitely want to be on 6 figures. I almost hit the mark last year, but I missed it by a couple thousand.
Yeah. But you know what you have to do, and I can once we get done with this or whatever, I can tell you definitely a couple of things that you can do to where you can easily hit that mark this year.
Yeah, I'm manifesting it. Yeah. Praying on it. This is my 6 figure year for sure.
So as far as doing your business and people seeing you, and you have your peer circle, what was their response of you starting your business and seeing that you're out there? Were they very supportive, or were they I don't know if you should do that, or
The response was overwhelmingly great. I had support off the rip. As soon as I had it in my mind, as soon as I said, you know what, I'm going to do makeup and I'm going to take it serious. I'm going to do this. And it was never no one around me you shouldn't do that. You need to think about it. Everybody was like, girl, yes, that's what you should have been doing. So the response, and my circle is just so tight, so loyal. So I had really supportive friends. Yeah. Like, I can literally say I want to go sell dirt. And my friends get dirt business cards, dirt t-shirts, and be out saying, you know, get your dirt from her because it's the best. I don't care what you heard, but, you know, I have a very supportive group and close family members that support me and uplift me in anything I want to do. And also with the city, you know, I know a lot of people down here. So it was kind of easy to get the word out that I was doing makeup again, and the support just flowed in. It just was like, okay, girl, come do my makeup. I've been seeing your makeup. You always post yourself. So it never was an issue of no one like not wanting to support me or not sure if I could do it, because I would do my makeup. Even when I wasn't doing makeup, I would still post myself like, yeah, this me at the club, I'm balling. But with them bringing in, it was such an overwhelming support, and it's just like, it really touched my heart, because I was thinking like, I'm gonna just start back doing it. I know ain't nobody gonna be thinking about me, and it was like the total opposite. Like people was like, no girl, like do my makeup. I need you for my baby shower, maternity shoot, graduation. People were coming to me for special events, and it was like, okay, I'm talented. If people coming to me for big milestones in their life. So the support was great off the rip. That's what kept me going. Some days when I felt like quitting, I just was like, I know there's somebody out there. Even like when I first started out, my books were slow. Starting out, like moving back to making and starting to do makeup, like it was in and out. Like sometimes it'd be a dry spell. Get 1 or 2 a day, and then some days I have 12 people. You know, with entrepreneurship, it's a lot of up and down. But
but as long as you stay consistent, then you know you get to see the upswing of all that.
Cause sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high. People don't talk about that part of entrepreneurship.
You know, I'm glad that you mentioned that, and that, you know what I'm saying, you're willing to talk about that. I'm doing a new series on that, talking about the lows of entrepreneurships and the things that didn't work out. So we'll definitely sit down again and like have that conversation, and I'll change the aesthetics of it as well. But yeah, that's one thing I would definitely want to put out, because I love the fact that people are entrepreneur or jump into entrepreneurship. I don't think it's meant for everybody.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not. The customer service, it's definitely not. Everyone is not meant to be a business owner. It's not for the weak either. It's not for the faint of heart. But I definitely want to highlight that, because what we see on TV and what we hear about is all the success, but you don't see the back end of what it took to get that success. No one posts their failures.
Exactly, no one does. But we fail more often than we succeed, but we're able to keep sustaining because the success that we do have outweighs all of the failures. But then my definition of failure is a little bit different too. My definition of failure is not trying. So like you said, you wanted to hit the 6-figure mark and you just missed it. You were shy of it. To me, that's not a failure. A failure would be you not even
making $1 or trying and just giving up.
Yeah, exactly. Giving up, quitting. It's easy to quit.
That's the easiest thing.
That's the easiest thing to do.
Literally. I done had my days where I just been like, you know what? This makeup brush, I'm done with it. But you know, I sit down and I just be thinking about different upcoming events I have for people, like their weddings, people getting married, and I'm just like, I can't give up. I got this. One bad day don't mean a bad life.
Exactly, and I like that what you said. One bad day don't mean a bad life. So what do you do as far as like a business owner to stay like motivated or inspired? Do you hang around other business owners, or do you have a network of other business owners that you like throw ideas around with and stuff like that, where y'all bounce?
I have different friends that are also makeup artists. I have like a tight network, and I know a lot of different entrepreneurs. My older brother is actually an entrepreneur, so sometimes when I feel discouraged, I talk to him. He talk new promotion things we can do, new investments we need to make. So having that and having friends, as far as like when I came back down here, was asking them about, you know, building my clientele, and you know, a lot of different entrepreneurs. My older brother is actually an entrepreneur, so sometimes when I feel discouraged, I talk to him. He talk new promotion things we can do, new investments we need to make. So having that and having friends, as far as like when I came back down here, was asking them about, you know, building my clientele and, you know, how I should handle myself on social media, because I used to be a little wild. I used to be a little wild, but you know, my mouth went for the week. But now that I'm older and more mature, you know, I just don't want to
polished.
Yeah, I'm more polished and clean because you know I want people to take me serious because it's a business at the end of the day. So you know, just getting more of like tips and advice because I don't really have friends that judge me. Like they just there to help, literally. So anytime I talk to them, like, hey, I shouldn't respond this way or I shouldn't respond that way. It's a positive having a network.
It's a 30-minute limit on the. I want to make sure I captured everything.
Too much.
No. Actually, you talking. You good? Like
what?
Yeah.
I thought I was rambling.
No. No, you good. The people love to like. I tell you about when it comes to like interviews and stuff. It's entertaining, but people also want to like get to know the person. Mm-hmm. So that's why like I do in-depth interviews. Like when I reach out to people, I'm like, it was an in-depth interview. That terminology might not be as popular as it should be, but there's other platforms where people do interviews in like 5-10 minutes, whatever. I'm like, you don't really get to
know the person. Yeah.
And when I was doing music, I was promoting myself. I was on other people's platforms and stuff. They get like 5-10 minutes. Like, ain't nobody learning.
And they don't know what I got going on. Yeah.
Exactly. So then eventually my wife was like, man, just do your own. So then that's when I started doing my own. So I finally listened to her and like next week would be 6 years of doing this.
Trying to get like you, my boy.
Well, you're there though. You're on the cusp of you know, what you want to achieve and the greatness that you want to have. So
I can see it. I know I'm gonna touch an M. Like it ain't nothing less than that. I know I'm gonna touch an M. I'm going to be a millionaire. I got a millionaire mindset, and ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like as long as you keep that, you'll get it. 'Cause I'm like, it's not hard to do. You just gotta like, you know, learn how to delegate more once you start getting to that spot. Like I tell people, like I get it. So a lot of people want 6-figure income for a whole year. Cool. Try managing a 6-figure income monthly as a business.
I need them type of problems. Them the type of problems I want. I want them type of problems. Them type of problems I want.
People don't realize like that. There's a lot that comes with that, and you know.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, but you know, it's not the money really. That's the problem. It's the having the right people. Because you build a culture, right? And you want everybody to fit that culture. And sometimes, you know, in interviews and stuff like that, people present themselves to the best. You know,
cap, you mean?
Yeah, they be capping, And then, you know, once you like give them opportunity, and then you start to
you see the real them curtains closed.
Exactly. Then you got to start the whole process over, whatever. But once you can build a real solid team where you don't have to think.
Yeah, don't even have to second guess nothing. That's the type of thing. See, with my sister, it's easy. My sister is like, that's my girl. You know, she'll never snake me, never do nothing wrong. Like, she got my best interest at heart. But, you know, it's hard to find another person. And, you know, I got my best friend, too, who I trust. But, you know, out of them people, out of my close circle, like hiring somebody that I don't know, it's scary. Because you never know anyone's intentions. You don't. But if you look at it this way, you have to go through it in order to get to that next level, right? And it's just lesson curve. Like I'll tell you an example. I'm not going to mention the person's name, but a few years back, it was about 6-7 years ago, we hired 3 people because we were doing like transportation services within our counseling business because we got a contract with Defects. We was actually subcontracted, then we got our own contract with Defects with the whole state. So they need transportation services to take, you know, kids from here to there, blah, blah, blah. So people were using their vehicles and stuff when we were trying to figure out a good way to compensate, but then not overcompensate because we're not making any money on our end. It's the whole point. It's a business. You gotta make business got to make money. So we eventually figured it out, but one of the people's car broke down. And this person wasn't doing that much services for us for maybe about a month. Now your car break down, and I'm talking about this is a major repair type situation where it was like $1,800 worth of damage. We didn't do that to your car by you doing the services. And plus you wasn't even full time with us. But this is what we did. We paid for the repairs.
and then I was deducting the money out of the paycheck. Not taking all of their paycheck because I know they still need to live.
Yeah.
A month later, you quit. Now you still got a balance on a book with us for like $900.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then one thing about business, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that. That these are lessons or whatever.
Why all the lessons have to be hard? That's
the thing. Sometimes you want to do. It's not even doing right by people because that was going above and beyond. We want, what I'm saying, it was a contracted position, so we're not responsible for any of that. But we wanted to make sure that our client base was still being served because they're still our clients, even though we subcontracted with them to do the service. So we are about we keep our word. Our word is our bond. So we say we're gonna service these clients and they're gonna be picked up certain amount of times and blah blah blah. Then it's going to happen. Come hell or high water.
Man.
But in the process, like I said, there's a lot of lessons, what I'm saying, you have to learn. You have to learn those lessons and you can't it felt personal, but we can't take it personal.
That's the one thing about business. It always feel personal, but it's not supposed to be personal.
Well, that's because we wake up every day breathing and we're vested. And I had to learn that like everybody's not going to be as vested.
Yeah.
But if you can get a certain amount of people, like say you can get people that's like 70-something% vested, then that's a great thing because you can use that that momentum or that investment threshold to do a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of not focusing on the 30%. Just focus on what they are invested and then use that as momentum to, build. So, yeah.
Just think about all the lessons I learned the hard way.
Yeah, but that, it makes us stronger and, in the end, everybody's not going to have your vision, because that's your vision.
Yeah,
it belongs to you. Now, other people can participate in it, but ultimately, they're not going to be as vested as you are.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you'll go the distance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like I've gone the distance taking losses just so people know that I'm committed to this.
Yeah. It ain't for the weak.
No, it's not.
It ain't for the weak.
So do you set goals for your business?
Oh, definitely. I set a monthly goal every month. Every month, I always say this is the amount of money I need to make at a minimum. This is how many clients I need to see. This is how much I need to post on social media. I need to get my social media back up. I set goals every month, and I always have conversations with myself daily on what I need to be, where I need to be going, and what I need to be putting my thoughts and energies into. So I always set goals. Goals are good. It keeps you optimistic. It keeps you thinking like, okay, I'm working toward this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Of course, my long-term goals are always there, but, sometimes you got to set those short-term goals and make sure you're meeting them because it's the process. You got to trust the process. You got to go through the process. So I definitely set goals. Goals is like a major. I have like in my room on like my big mirror, I have like sticky notes, different ideas that come to me. Yeah. I'm always jotting down. I'm always writing. I'm always thinking about something. I'm always thinking about how to make money. Yeah. I'm always thinking how to make my business bigger. Thinking how to do this, how to do that. I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly writing. Yeah. So like you probably think I'm crazy. If you walk into my room, you see all the sticky notes and I'm writing all my different ideas.
I know that needs to happen. Believe me. I got different ideas and stuff I write down everywhere, put them in notepads and all sorts of stuff and go back and revisit them. I have things I type in my phone.
Yeah, me too. My notes, man. It's a diary now.
It's an ongoing thing. Like I try to tell people businesses are actually living, breathing things because the people behind them.
You gotta water them plants.
Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? You can't get to the fruit, whatever, without watering the seed and, making sure it's nurtured.
Definitely.
Also goals, I like when people say goals because it holds us accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Do you have opportunities where you're able to go out and just like network and things of that nature?
It's like different events I go to. Like I said, I know a lot of different people down here making. So I go out, but I haven't been out that much, with COVID and I just personal things. But I have like a space where I can network because I know other business owners, different people that own businesses in making that's been open for years. So I I like to socialize. I'm a social person.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Like, I like to socialize with people in a nice, calm way. But, you know, I do different, like, network mixers. Or I just got invited to one last week, but I think I missed it because I had, like, a booking or something. But typically when it's events like that, I like to go because I like to, you know, get people know about my business and know what I do. And I'm my walking billboard. I walk in, makeup bead, lashes on, brows, you know, so it helps.
Yeah, I like to. I throw an annual mixer every year around between June, July, or August. That I've been doing for the last couple of years or so. So I definitely let you know about that.
Definitely, I love mixer events.
So for everybody out there, you know, who's gonna be watching the video and stuff like that, let them know where can they find you on social media, where they need to book, and you know, any parameters that they need to know about.
Okay, well on Instagram you can find me at Glam Artistry Co. The booking link is in the bio, and of course for the booking link is glamartistryco.as.me, and of course on Facebook it's Glam Artistry Co. So it's easy. Pretty much find me for my cosmetic line. The Instagram page is Glam and Tiffany's Co. and the Facebook is Glam and Tiffany's Co. So it's all just pretty much there and it ties in together and I'm easy to find. And if you want to personally follow me, I'm Glam and Tiffany's. Every social media is Glam and Tiffany's. Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, all of that.
So I'm glad you have it all the same. I believe in it.
I don't like to find me at one thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what's up. Well, Tiffany, I appreciate your time, energy. I love what you bring to the industry. I love the fact that you're actually passionate about what you do, as I can tell. And you know, I look forward to, you know, doing a follow up and seeing, like, you know,
when I touch that M, when I get that M,
whenever you get her, you know, 6 months, a year from now, whatever the case may be, I like to like follow up on my guests and see where they are from when I interviewed them. But yeah, y'all definitely go out there, support. For everybody out there who has not downloaded the app, go ahead and download the app. Make that radio show. Getting close to that 1,000 download mark. I think I'm on about 6 away. So yeah, and keep continuing to spread the platform